When I was out there in the forest, they were the best days of my life.
World-famous scientist and primatologist Jane Goodall spent the day at the University of South Florida, bringing her inspiring message of conservation and environmental awareness to the Tampa Bay community. She began the day with a visit to the botanical gardens at USF, greeted by more than 200 elementary school children who listened eagerly as she shared stories of growing up with a passion for nature and animals.
It all began when I was a very, very tiny little girl. And I loved animals even when I was crawling about before I could walk, so my mother tells me.
The Jane Goodall Institute was created to encourage young people to speak up and reach out to care for the environment around them. She also established the Roots and Shoots program to encourage groups of supporters to work together for a common goal. Goodall delighted the young environmentalists with stories about her research with chimpanzees and her early adventures in Africa.
And then one evening we met a young male lion. He was about 2 years old, fully grown, bits of tufts of hair on his shoulder, the beginning of his mane. And he'd never seen anything like me and Gillian before. And he followed us, I would say, at least as far as that, further than that tree there, which was a bit scary, but it was also very exciting. And I think it was that evening around the campfire that Louis Leakey decided he would ask me if I would go and study chimpanzees. So I got the chance to live and work with and learn about not just any animal, but the ones most like us. And we're still studying those same chimpanzees 55 years later. Why did I start Roots and Shoots? Because I met so many young people who felt that we grown-ups had done so much harm to the planet and there was nothing they could do about it. And I decided that wasn't true. I decided that young people like you can do an awful lot if you know what the problems are, and if you're encouraged and empowered to do something about it, not just learn about it, but roll up your sleeves and get out there and do something. So we all have to learn to live in peace and harmony, and that's what Roots and Shoots is all about.
Goodall shared a similar but more detailed message to a diverse crowd of USF students and interested community members at the USF Sun Dome.
And one good greeting deserves another, so here we go. This is me, Jane.
The evening was filled with stories of Goodall's travels and observations, and she left the crowd with words of hope and peace, encouraging everyone to make a difference every day.